having broken our wedding vows every day that I'm alive.
Muriel's battle with breast cancer became one of the most emotional storylines in Virgin River Season 6, and Season 7 finally shows her beginning the difficult road through treatment. After learning about her diagnosis, she starts chemotherapy, which is a huge step because it marks the beginning of a long and challenging journey. Her first chemo session isn't something she has to face by herself either. A bunch of the people closest to her show up to support her, reminding her that she has an entire community standing beside her. That emotional support makes a real difference because cancer treatment can feel overwhelming, even though having loved ones around doesn't make the physical side effects disappear. As the treatment continues, Muriel begins dealing with those side effects, and Hope steps in to care for her, making sure she has someone looking after her during the hardest days. By the end of the season, Muriel seems genuinely happy, especially because her relationship with Walt continues to grow. She looks hopeful, she's smiling more, and she appears to be enjoying life again. But being happy doesn't automatically mean her cancer is gone. Someone can still be living with cancer while finding joy in their relationships and everyday life, so those scenes don't really answer the biggest questions surrounding her story. The finale never confirms whether the chemotherapy is actually working or if her condition has improved. Because of that, Season 8 will almost certainly need to provide an update on her medical progress. Viewers still need to know whether the treatment has been successful and if Muriel is finally able to enter remission after everything she has gone through. Another major question heading into Season 8 is whether Preacher finally decides to leave Jack's bar. This has been building for quite a while because Preacher has spent years keeping the business running, yet he rarely receives the recognition he deserves. His cooking has always been one of the biggest reasons people keep coming back, and he has consistently stepped up whenever the bar needed him. Even though he has been one of the most dependable people in the business, he still isn't treated like someone whose opinion carries equal weight. That frustration becomes even more obvious when Jack completely shuts down the idea of making Preacher a co-owner. Instead of recognizing everything Preacher has contributed, Jack keeps making the major decisions himself. The Preacher continues putting his heart into the restaurant because he cares about the place, but the relationship starts feeling increasingly one-sided. Although he remains loyal, it becomes clear that he wants something more than simply being the employee who solves everyone else's problems. For a while, Preacher believes opening a fine dining restaurant is the answer. It sounds like the opportunity he's been waiting for, and he seriously considers moving on from Jack's bar. But as Season 7 reaches its final episodes, he realizes that the dream restaurant isn't actually what he wants after all. That realization changes everything because now he has another difficult choice to make. During the final moments of the finale, Preacher sits alone in the office with the buyout agreement Jack prepared for him. He picks up the paperwork and gets ready to sign it, but then he suddenly hesitates. The episode ends before revealing what decision he actually makes. That unfinished moment leaves viewers wondering whether he signed the agreement or changed his mind at the last second. The finale refuses to answer that question, so Season 8 will have to reveal whether Preacher stays where he has spent so many years or finally decides it's time to move on. Denny also has a packed storyline throughout Season 7 because almost every part of his life demands his attention at the same time. He continues working as an intern at Doc's clinic, and that job becomes even more demanding because Doc is dealing with his own professional investigation. There is constantly more work to do, so Denny has to step up whenever he can. But his career isn't the only thing keeping him busy. He has also become a brand new father, which completely changes his daily routine. He spends plenty of time taking care of baby Coco, and he works hard to support Lizzie as they adjust to parenthood together. Being present for both his daughter and his partner clearly matters to him, so he puts a lot of effort into making sure he doesn't fall short in either role. Even with all those responsibilities, Denny refuses to give up on his dream of becoming a doctor. Every spare moment he gets is spent studying, reviewing notes, and preparing for the MCAT. He sacrifices a lot of free time because he knows getting into medical school depends on doing well on the exam. After months of preparation, he finally sits for the test near the end of the season. The problem is that viewers never find out how he performs. The season ends before his results arrive, leaving another important question unanswered. Season 8 will need to reveal whether Denny passed the MCAT and earned a place in medical school. If he succeeds, his story will probably become even more complicated because balancing medical school with raising a young child won't be easy. He will have to divide his time between demanding classes, clinical training, his growing family, and helping Lizzie, which could create plenty of new challenges. Jack and Mel also head into unfamiliar territory because of Jack's unexpected decision to start a farm. Out of all the storylines in Season 7, this one feels like the biggest surprise. Everything begins after Jack visits a farm to buy butter lettuce, and somehow that simple trip inspires him to launch a farming business of his own. The idea comes almost out of nowhere because he has never shown much interest in farming before, so it feels like a major shift from the character viewers have known for years. Even though the decision seems unexpected, Jack throws himself completely into the project. He buys a tractor, starts planting crops, and begins building what he hopes will become a successful farm alongside Mel. Instead of treating it like a hobby, he approaches it as a serious long-term investment. But starting a farm is much more complicated than buying equipment and putting seeds into the ground. Farming comes with unpredictable weather, financial risks, equipment problems, and countless other obstacles. Because of that, Season 8 will likely need to show the reality of what running a farm actually looks like instead of skipping over the difficult parts. There's also the possibility that the series includes a time jump. If that happens, viewers may finally get a chance to see whether Jack and Mel's crops have started growing and if the business is making progress. Although that would answer some questions, Virgin River usually moves through time very slowly. Because of the show's pacing, it may still take several seasons before anyone knows whether the farm truly becomes a success or ends up being another dream that never fully works out. Another storyline that could create major conflict revolves around Doc's decision to work with Grace Valley Hospital. Throughout Season 7, Hope dedicates a huge amount of effort to convincing the residents of Virgin River to oppose corporate expansion into their town. She organizes support, gathers signatures, and successfully gets people behind a petition designed to stop Grace Valley Hospital from extending its reach into the community. Most of the town supports that effort because they want to protect Virgin River from outside influence, especially after Doc regains his medical license. But while Hope is leading that campaign, Doc and Mel begin seeing the situation differently. During several medical emergencies throughout the season, they realize that having access to the hospital's additional staff, equipment, and resources could benefit patients. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next one. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your family and friends, and subscribe to this channel to stay in the loop. And if you want, you can share your thoughts about this video in the comments section down below.